Well, I am sort of comfortable within what I do. I'm very good at switching off certain realities to make a situation tolerable. So I'm very capable of walking onto a stage and ignoring everything that's going on, or I can just put my mind somewhere else. And I think that's how I sort of deal with that. But I don't have this huge, you know, yearning to run on stage and, you know, and say, love me, love me.
There was this chap, and I was just talking to him, and we were talking about Arsenal, and I didn't know who he was. And as the conversation went on, I was thinking, do you know, I think this is Chris Lowe. But I wasn't sure because he was talking so much, and I thought, no, I bet Chris Lowe doesn't actually speak, does he? You see?
No, and also he probably wasn't wearing the sunglasses or the hat.
No.
So strangely unrecognisable.
Yeah.
Without his disguise on.
At first, of course, like everyone else, I wasn't quite sure what Chris did. But then, after we worked together on the record, I understood exactly what Chris did.
And so Tom Watkins wanted to throw Chris out of the Pet Shop Boys because he evidently didn't do anything. Tom was convinced. It's a classic. The manager said, you've got to throw him out the group.
But it's great, that stillness, because you forget that was a time. I remember Level 42 had a keyboard player, and he'd sit behind the keyboard like this, you know.
Shack attack.
And it's so horrible and embarrassing. And you think, yes, stillness. Stillness is great.
The first two albums, Please Naturally, the songs were all written around the same time. We used to go in this little demo studio in Camden and at the weekends and just write songs, and most of those appeared on either Please or Actually. So that's probably why there's a certain consistency of sound and a song type to those two.
We could have recorded It's a Sin for the first album. We could have recorded What Have I Done to Deserve This for the first album, but we wanted Dusty Springfield, we couldn't get it then, so we kept those for the second album.
Struggling to get the right sort of pitch for the song, and to get, you know, or to get the right feel for the way that she was delivering the song. And she said, you know, what do you want, Tennille, what do you want this to sound like? And he said, sound like Dusty Springfield, please, you know. And she hadn't quite realised that that's actually why they'd asked her to sing the song, is because whatever she did was fine by them.
Dusty Springfield's voice we were always aware of in the 60s. And I can remember seeing her now on the London, what's called Sunday Night at the London Palladium, singing I'm in the Middle of Nowhere in front of the curtain and thinking what a great record it was.
Dusty really took that song and then made it something special. I mean, she just developed the vocals, so you get that climactic bit at the end, and that was really all Dusty's doing.
At that particular point, they could do absolutely no wrong. Everything that was released was #1. And it was that real golden period. It is interesting thinking about the fact that it was 4 years between their first single and when they finally did some real live gigs. Because they must be the only act that made a feature film before they actually did a tour.
Right, come on everybody, eat up! Oh, Chrissy, darling, I want you to eat everything up.
Because originally, of course, it was a South Bank show. Jack Bond, the director and writer of We Couldn't Have Me Here, we chatted a lot, and I'd forgotten just how much of our lives he'd put into it. In terms of, you know, the seaside thing, being chased by people. So there's a lot of my childhood, and there's a lot of Pet Shop Boys history in that film.
If thou would see God's laws with purest light, thine eyes on heaven fixed must be. Good settled course, the stars in peace doth bind. It's a sin.
The way that music business works is that there are always ways of doing things which are recognised. There are sort of, that you do this, then you do that, then you do that. And Chris and I, from a basic starting point, didn't want to do that, didn't want to operate like that. So we didn't tour, you know, with our first album or second album, whatever. We waited till we sort of had the nerve to do what we wanted to do, which is this big theatrical thing with Derek Jarman.
Now Stephen's in the dark for spending money that was earned by Christine, and the prosecution says that money bonds a hole in Stephen's pockets for expensive sins he earns. It may be false, it may be true, but nothing has been proved.
They aren't performing in the traditional way. There's no sweat there, so you're watching something, you know, in a way much more stylish than that. And I'm certain that's, you know, the appeal. You know, the fact is that when it was all done at Wembley, you were watching almost, you know, a great musical.
And I think we're always trying to do something that hasn't been done before, really. I mean, I don't know how successful we are, but that's was our starting point, is to try and do something completely new every time we do something.
There was this huge shift in their style to the introspective album, which seemed to me to be conceived as an album of songs that were ideal for 12-inch mixes.
People say, oh, the video for Domino Dancing is very homoerotic. Well, I guess, yeah, you can look at two guys fighting and think it's homoerotic. It wasn't the intention in the script. It's simply following the story of the song. The boy's in love with the girl, but she's going off with someone else. I mean, that's it. That's what the video is. But that imagery is then translated through the modern filter of sort of Calvin Klein ads and things to be homoerotic. I don't believe the intention behind it was to be homoerotic. But no one I know will ever believe I would say that.
Their popularity really began to decline significantly in terms of their mainstream success with the song Domino Dancing, which was their last top 20 hit in the United States. And the Domino Dancing video, in which two young men were posited as much, if not more, as sex objects as the beautiful young woman in the video, many people looked at that a little askance. After all, the world in the late 80s isn't what it is today. I think in many ways if the Pet Shop Boys had started out today, they would have had much better chance of sustaining success. But I think they were doing something very, very daring back then.
But people, if they know you're gay, they will see everything through a gay prism. And I don't think I or we look at things through a gay prism. I don't honestly believe we do.
Do I think that being gay has affected them in America? Absolutely. 100%.
America is still getting used to the word gay. So when you've got a band that's seen as, you know, this gay thing, it's instantly going to be, there's going to be a little bit of a wall that's going to get put up.
Britain and Europe, they love their gay pop stars, but America does not.
Are they gay?